Today I'm going to give you a little demo of our latest feature, inbox splitting. So inbox splitting actually came about as an idea way before even building Messages Pro. And it was actually one of the main reasons also why we decided to build Message Pro. We knew it was going to take some time to do, but we knew like when we were if we were able to accomplish this, it would actually be really powerful as a feature. And so the main problem we were trying to solve here is when we were working with some of our biggest customers, we realized that a lot of the inbox experience when you have fan numbering or fan coloring, it isn't that great. It does address or it does help to try to solve the problem of having multiple people in the inbox working, at the same time, but it doesn't really truly solve the issue of managing this at scale. And what we saw when we were watching different agencies work is that the experience around, the inbox management was really messy. Employees were kind of stepping over each other. Messages were getting left unread. Key fans were getting ignored, and the whole experience just wasn't really ideal. So then we asked ourselves if there was a way where we could truly do something unique here and actually hide the fans that are not assigned to a specific group. And that's kind of where, that path led us down to Messages Pro and whatnot. And we ultimately came to this conclusion that it was possible. It would just take a bit more time to do. So the message inbox splitting that I'm going to show you today is the result of that work. And so this is our first version of it, but we view a future where it's going to be a lot more powerful, where you'll be able to, have more parameters to create these groups. But for this first version, we kept it simple. So you can basically split your inbox into as many as 9 different inboxes. And then what happens when you split it is that you have this filtering option. And so you can, for example, unclick and you can filter. You might want to just see fans in inbox 1. So what happens then? The fan list will refresh and you'll only see the fans that are associated in that inbox. You may want to see fans in inbox 2 and 1. You can do that and you can see the fans in both those groups. There are some really cool things as well. For example, if you now right click on a specific fan, you can basically assign them to another split inbox. So let's say you have a fan in inbox 1 and 2. Maybe you want to move them to 3. And so you can move that fan permanently. One thing to note is when you have the inbox split and you unsplit it, well, the reality is what's going to happen there is all those fans are going to get resplit randomly the next time you split it. So what we recommend is maybe choose, for example, a number here that is going to stick around for a while. If your agency is running on 2 or 3 splits. And then basically from there, like I said, you can tell your employees just to filter and select multiple different inboxes based on the amount of staff that you have working at the same time. So that's kind of the essence of inbox splitting. We're very excited about this. We think it's going to really clean up the way employees are working. There are some caveats that we need to take into consideration. There is the underlying OF rate limits, right? So in OF, for example, they have limits on how many messages you can send per second. So if you are splitting your inbox, to 9 and you have 9 different employees working on the account at the same time, you're going to trigger some errors, right? And these are errors coming directly from OF. So it's important to really manage this and to fine tune it and make sure you find the sweet spot. So don't oversplit, don't have too many employees working at the same time. Find the right balance that OF will allow you to basically to manage. And that number, that balance is different for every agency, every creator, right? Because a big creator that has thousands of fans writing, generally speaking, has probably a higher likelihood of triggering rate limits than someone who is much smaller. So take it case by case, and of course, let us know if you have any feedback. Thanks everyone for listening.